Science Max Experiments at Large. Science Max!
Phil to Mission Control. Come in, Mission Control. This is Mission Control, Phil. We read you loud and clear. I would... Oh. Greetings, Science! Greetings, Science Maximites! Welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. My name is Phil McCordick, and today we're gonna be building an air-powered rocket. Too difficult, you say? Nonsense, it's easy. It's not like it's rocket science. Hey, it is rocket science. Cool! Here's what you need. You need a bottle and a cork. Make sure that the cork fits nicely into the bottle, and then you need an air pump, because you can't have an air-powered rocket without air. And on this air pump, you need a pin, the special kind that you use to inflate basketballs or volleyballs or stuff like that. Now, what you want to do is push the pin through the cork. You might want an adult's help for this. Push it through until it goes through on the other side, and then make sure you get a good seal with the bottle. Now you're ready to launch your rocket with air pressure. But first, let's do a few other things. Take your cork and put it in a tripod launcher. You can make this out of pencils or anything you want, as long as it stands up nice and solidly. And then, of course, you want to decorate your bottle so it looks like a rocket. This is my rocket. Pretty good, right? So stick the bottle on the cork like before, like that. And then you stick the pin in the bottom. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna inflate the bottle with air pressure, and then it's gonna launch. Okay, here we go. You know, rocketry really isn't something you should do indoors. Come on. This was supposed to be a field. What's going? Why are there? Oh, it's in my shoe. Oh, this will do nicely. Now, don't forget to do this with an adult, and don't forget your safety glasses. Now, set up the rocket in a nice big open area, and make sure it's pointed away from you. And then, what you do is you pump the air pump. And it puts air into the rocket, which pushes down on the water, which will push down on the cork, until eventually... So, be Science Maximites and come up with your own rocket design. Try different amounts of water, different fins, even a different size bottle. Try it for yourself and see if you can get one that goes higher than mine just did. How did I get in? I think it was this way.
Do you want step-by-step directions on how to build your own air-powered rocket? Well, don't worry. Everything you need is on our website.
All right, now it is time to max out our air-powered rocket. I've got Adam here. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Phil.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Adam's from Logix Academy, and you guys go into schools and talk about science.
We do.
Fantastic. Do you guys do a air-powered rocket?
Yes, exactly.
Does it look like this one?
Looks exactly like that.
Oh, that's great. So how do we max this out?
So we want to add more pressure to this bottle to try to get it to launch a little bit higher.
More air.
More air.
Great, so what do we do?
So we're going to use one of these.
Ooh.
It's an air compressor.
Right, which works a lot like the bike pump, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So we're going to have compressed air coming from here through this tube into underneath here.
Yeah.
And out that nozzle there, and you're going to put your bottle on top.
And out the nozzle
like
into
that.
the bottle, like that.
Yep, and now we want to be able to hold it in place, so we're going to have these little fingers here that are actually going to work to hold it until we want to let it go. So we're going to lock it in place.
Oh yeah, look at that. Totally locked.
Exactly.
And then what? How do we launch
Now,
it?
you're going to take this cord and go a safe distance away, and we are going to pull it.
And then we would pull it. Which one do you want to start with?
I think we should use this one here.
Okay, great. Now we put water in it, right?
Yep, you're gonna put water in there.
Why do we use water?
So the water is gonna act to push the rocket up into the air. The compressed air in here is gonna shoot the water out the back, and the water is gonna push on the rocket and make it launch. It's just to give it a little extra push.
How do I get it on there without spilling any water?
So just rest it next to the
Just go
launcher
fast?
there. Yeah, just go really fast.
Ooh.
There you go.
There we
There's
go.
a little bit.
Haha. And then
Lock it in place.
locking it in place. There's no
Okay.
air pressure in the hose yet, right?
Not yet, no.
First, we have to spool out the launch cord. So the air compressor has the compressed air in it. It's ready to go.
Yep, it's all ready to go. We just need to connect the hoses.
Adam, I've noticed it's snowing a little bit. Do you think that's any reason why we should stop?
I don't think so.
No, the science must go on. Blast shields down. Connecting hoses.
When we connect the air hose, the pressure from the compressor travels down the line and into the bottle. You can see the bubbles of air going in. Those bubbles are carrying more air into the bottle, giving it more pressure.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, another rocket. Let's do it again. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Woo! Nice. Success.
Success.
Nice. So, small bottle worked really well. How do we make it bigger? I know, bigger nose cone?
I think a bigger bottle.
Oh, bigger bottle. Yeah, of course, that's easy. How about this empty water bottle that we have now?
That might work, except that the top here is too big. I don't think it'll fit on our launcher.
Oh, yeah. So what should we use?
A 2-liter pop bottle might work a bit better because it'll be about the same size.
Oh, that's right. 2-liter pop bottles have the same opening as these small water bottles.
Exactly.
That's great. All right, let's make a couple rockets out of 2-liter pop bottles.
Awesome.
Pressure happens when you squeeze something or compress it. Solids do not compress very well. I will demonstrate. Solid? Is it compressing? No, okay. Liquids don't compress very well either. You can demonstrate this for yourself by getting a plastic water bottle and filling it right to the very top with water and putting on the cap and squeezing. You'll find that you can't really squeeze the bottle very much. But if you empty out half of the water, no, don't pour it on the floor, and then put the cap back on the bottle and try to squeeze it, you'll find that you can squeeze it a lot more. That's because gases compress much easier than solids or liquids. Here's what's going on. Say this container is, well, any container, and these magnets are air molecules. Now I'm gonna put the magnets in pole to pole so they repel each other and wanna stay a certain distance apart, just like air molecules do. There we go, a container at normal gas pressure. Now watch what happens when I add more gas molecules. They start to get squeezed together. And if I add more, the amount of space that each one gets is less and less. Now this container is under a lot of pressure. These molecules really want to escape through the top of the container, but they can't because I'm holding them down. If I took something like this plunger and I pushed them down even more, now they're really under pressure. They want to get out, but they can't because I'm holding them in. Now watch what happens when I let them go. They all pop out the top, and the container has returned to normal gas pressure. That's what happens when we put gas in a container like this one. These containers that hold compressed gas are made out of solid steel because you need something really strong or it might explode if you put too much gas pressure in it. That's why these are only filled up by professionals who know exactly how much pressure it can take. That is the power of pressure.
Our air-powered rocket was working pretty well, but there's always room to max it out. In order to do that, we need to understand how it works. First, we fill the bottle almost halfway with water, then we add air to the bottle. The air pressure builds up, and the air presses down on the water. The rocket takes off when we pull on the release valve, which was blocking the opening of the bottle. Once that happens, the air pushes out the water. It's the water that gives us our thrust, so the water is very important. Once all the water is gone, the air escapes and the bottle returns to normal air pressure. But by that time, it's high in the sky. Now the plan is to use 2-liter bottles instead of regular water bottles to see if they work better.
Now we've made a few more rockets out of 2-liter bottles, and I'm gonna fill this one up with water, and we're going to fire it again and see what happens. Now, the idea is that these will work better because they have more volume, and more volume means we could possibly put more air pressure in. It's hard to know until you try it, of course. But the other reason why it might work better is 2-liter bottles generally hold carbonated beverages, which means they already have to be made a little stronger than regular water bottles because they have to hold in the carbonation, which is just like air pressure. All right, ready to go. Okay, here we go. You ready, Adam?
Yep.
Okay, blast shield down. Pressurize! 3, 2, 1. Let's do another one. And 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Wow! This is the superhero design rocket, which I'm very excited about. All right, Adam, it's going really well. But before we fire this next one, how can we make it bigger, better, and more awesome?
Get more pressure.
More pressure. How do we do that?
Well, we're firing at about 90 PSI right now.
PSI, pounds per square inch of pressure, right?
Yep. So we could increase it.
We could increase it. So we're at 90 now. How high does the tank go?
Go to about 120.
120 PSI. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. 90, 110, 120. Should we fire it?
Let's fire it.
Let's fire it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, actually, it worked okay. There's just a piece missing here, but I think the bottle is still okay.
Yeah.
So, 2-liter bottle, full pressure. I think we can still make something even better, even more maxed out. What if we used an even bigger bottle? You know the 5-liter ones that you see on a water cooler?
Yeah.
You think we can use one of those?
Definitely. I think we could use that. We need to change the mouthpiece size
Yes.
to fit our launchers.
Well, let's do it.
Do it.
Help, I'm being crushed by all this pressure. A whole kilogram is being pushed down on every square centimeter of my body. 103 kilopascals. Actually, 1 kilogram for every square centimeter on your body is the exact kind of pressure that you and I are under at all times every day. We don't notice it because we're used to it, but it sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Well, it is. Here's an experiment you can do with a plastic bottle. Say at room temperature, there are 10 million air molecules in here. Doesn't really matter how many, but we'll say there's 10 million at normal room temperature. What happens if I heat up the air inside this bottle? This is warm water. What I'm trying to do is heat up the air inside the bottle because the air molecules, when they get hotter, move faster and need more room. So the 10 million air molecules are starting to escape out the mouth of the bottle and reducing the number of air molecules inside. And now I take the bottle out and cap it. Because the air molecules heated up and speeded up, they needed more room. Now there's less of them in the bottle. There's about 4 million air molecules inside this bottle, but they're all hot air molecules and they have a higher pressure, and you don't notice it because the air out here isn't crushing the bottle. But watch what happens if I cool the air inside the bottle. This is ice water. So what's happening now is the molecules are slowing down and they need less space. So they need less room and they're being crushed by the pressure on the outside of the bottle. Ha-ha! It has been crushed because the colder air molecules don't need the same kind of room as the hot air molecules. The room temperature air has crushed the bottle. The air inside has a lower pressure than the air outside. Pretty amazing. Even more amazing when we max it out. This is a steel drum. What we've done is we put some water in it and we're heating it up to boiling so there's nothing but hot air inside the drum. This is an airtight cap, which we use to seal the drum. And now we cool the drum off. Hey, Trevor, give me a hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3, you lift! That's good. This pool is filled with ice. What we're doing now is cooling off the steel drum, which will cool off the air inside it. Which means, eventually, the air inside the steel drum will be a much lower pressure than the air outside the steel drum.
Because the steel drum has a lot more volume than a 2-liter pop bottle, it takes a lot longer for the air to cool down. The other thing to think about is that it's a steel drum. I could stand on it and it wouldn't even dent. But sure enough, after a few minutes...
Whoa! Check it out! The barrel has totally crushed. The low pressure air inside the barrel wasn't enough to withstand the force of the regular air pressure that you and I walk through every day. The air pressure all around us is enough to crush a steel drum. How cool is that?
Our air-powered rockets have been working really well, but we still want to go further. Since the 2-liter bottle worked better than the water bottle, we think increasing the size again might make it more awesome. So now the plan is to switch our 2-liter bottle with a 20-liter water cooler jug and make a rocket out of that. Because the launcher nozzle, which holds the bottle in place till we're ready to launch it, isn't going to fit the opening of this bigger jug, we've decided to use the cap that came with the jug. If we screw the cap on, it'll work sort of like the cork. The air pressure will press down on the water and keep pushing against the cap until the cap has a catastrophic failure, which is a very cool way of saying that eventually the cap will break and the bottle will shoot into the sky.
20-liter water cooler jug filled with some water. This is the cap that'll work sort of like the cork. We put the air pressure in there, the cap can't take it anymore, pops off, and the thing flies, hopefully. Let's find out. Okay, that looks good. There. Let's do this. Go for pressure! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Hilarious! That worked pretty well. It sort of does that. I wonder if it's aerodynamic.
No.
No. So, what else can we do to make it even more maxed out?
I think we've used the 2-liter bottles that work really well.
The 2-liter bottles are the best, right?
I think so.
So, what do we do?
We can probably stack them. We stack them on top of each other.
Yeah.
That work.
I like that. So we put a whole bunch of them together.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll do you one better. Why don't we use 3 stacks?
Awesome.
We'll use 3 stacks, 3 launchers, 3 times the thrust, and we'll make a giant rocket out of 2-liter bottle.
Yeah, great idea.
High fives. Here we go. Gas molecules get further apart when you warm them up and closer together when you cool them down. So what happens if you keep cooling them down? Well, they turn into this. This is liquid nitrogen. Nitrogen makes up 78% of the air we breathe, but when you cool it down to minus 196 degrees Celsius, it turns into a liquid. It's boiling right now because at room temperature, nitrogen wants to be a gas. So the liquid nitrogen is turning into gaseous nitrogen, and all of the extra molecules are escaping through the top of the bottle. So what happens if I put a cap on the bottle? Right now, the liquid nitrogen is turning back into a gas, but because there's a cap on the bottle, the gas has nowhere to go. So the pressure is just gonna keep building and building until the plastic bottle can't contain it anymore, and it pops like a balloon. Science!
Our rockets have gone from small to bigger to even bigger. Now the plan is to use 3 2-liter bottles and create columns of them into a giant rocket. We pressurize them just like we did before, but with more thrust, it might work even better. Even if it doesn't work better, I'm pretty excited about this new plan.
Giant rocket! rocket. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, blast shields down. Connecting hose. Dialing up pressure. Pressure is rising. It's bubbling. Bubbling. 100 psi. Okay, stand by to fire. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Awesome! Yeah, let's go check it out. Well, there you have it. Rocket Science Max. Experiments at large. Well done. Nicely, nicely done. Do you think we could fire it again? Yeah, it looks like it needs some repairs, though. Greetings, Science Maximites. Today, we're gonna be talking about, balance, or what you call balance in science, which is center of gravity. Now, the center of gravity is a place you can find in any object where it's equally balanced on all sides. I balanced this spoon on the eraser of this pencil, and where the spoon is balancing is its center of gravity. But if I take this little tiny dime and put it in the spoon, it doesn't balance anymore. But if I put the dime in this spoon and balance it in a different spot, I can find the new center of gravity, and the spoon balances again. Here's another experiment you can do. Take a potato and a ruler or a stick. Try to balance the potato on the ruler. I'm gonna save us both a lot of time. It's really hard to do. The potato does have a center of gravity, but because of its shape, it's going to be really hard to find and really hard to balance. But if you take some forks and you stick them into the potato, you're no longer just trying to balance the potato, you have to balance the forks and the potato. And it gives it a very different center of gravity, which makes it a little bit easier to find and a little bit easier to balance. Ha ha!
Let's take a closer look at how the center of gravity works. Using our potato. No, that's too close. Back off a little bit. Okay, good. If you want to find where the center of gravity is, you can hang an object and draw a line straight down. Then hang it from a different spot and draw another line. Do this 1 or 2 more times and you can see where the lines meet is the center of gravity. If our potato was balanced on a stick, the center of gravity is a long way from the stick, so it's going to be pretty hard to balance. Now, let's stick some forks in the potato and try again. One line there, a line there, and a line there, and you can see that the lines all come together down here. That's right, the center of gravity doesn't have to be on the object. With the center of gravity way down there, when we try to balance the potato and the forks on the stick, you can see the center of gravity is much closer to the stick. That makes it way easier to balance.
Now, because you're Science Maximites, I'm sure you know that a potato and forks is just the beginning. Everything you have in your house has a center of gravity, which means theoretically, you can balance anything. Try it yourself. Find things around the house and see if you can get them to balance. And if you can't, try adding things to increase the center of gravity and make it a little bit easier. Now we're gonna max it out. That's why I'm gonna go to the Center for Skills Development and Training, and we're gonna explore center of gravity even more. See if we can get something to balance. And what better thing to balance than me? Oh, table, right. Hey, this is Sandhya and Swapna. No, Sandhya and Swapna.
Right.
And they are going for their PhDs in science. And you guys, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Work with Let's Talk Science, right?
That's right.
All about science education, just like us. And I'm glad you guys are here because I need to max out this. Oh, look at it balance. Whoa. Hey, whoa. Okay, I got it, it's fine.
Good. So we're gonna get a gigantic potato?
No, I thought we would use me instead.
So you're the potato.
Yeah, I guess I'm the potato. All right. And I need something to balance on.
Well, how about a tightrope?
Oh yeah, a tightrope. Have either of you done a tightrope before?
Nope.
Me neither. All right, let's set one up.
All right.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're right.
We are gonna take our balancing potato experiment and max it out. To get a potato to balance is pretty hard, but if you stick forks in the potato, it works a lot better. In our maxed out version, we're gonna balance on a slack line, which is sort of like a tightrope. It's a flat strap tightened between 2 points. And in this version, I'm the potato. And instead of sticking giant forks in me, which is not something I want to try, Sandia, Swapna, and I are going to experiment to see what I can do to improve my balance.
There. We're using this ratchet strap above a crash mat because we only have it about 3 feet off the ground, but it's still gonna be really hard to balance on, right?
Right.
Okay, so who gets to go first? Okay, here we go. Ready? Hey.
Got it?
No. No. Okay.
I think what you need to do is spread your mass out more to be able to find that center of gravity easier.
So I should balance on one leg?
Start by trying to put your arms out.
Let's
Good
try
call.
this again.
Trying it again. All right.
All right, arms out.
Okay.
Let's see if this works.
Okay, so when I say, you're gonna let go. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3, go. No!
It's a little bit better.
It was a little bit better.
a little longer.
That way I went from 1 second to 3 seconds. Yeah!
Yes.
I would like to actually take 1 step.
Okay.
That would be nice.
Well,
What else can we do?
maybe we can try weights. Try and hold them out.
If I have weights in my hands, that would increase the center of gravity in terms of putting
Putting it
the
out.
weight on the outside. You guys have something we can use?
Sure, yeah.
actually.
Okay, good. Wow, these are heavy. Okay.
These are weights.
Yes, they are. Well, that's what they're for. They're supposed to be heavy. Good call. When I hold this one, and I'll borrow your shoulder, Swapna, and then when I say, Sandia, pass me the other weight. Here we go. Ready? And pass me the weight. Oh, no. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, good. Whoa. Okay, let go. Okay, let go. Oh, no. Oh, it's really hard. I feel I would work better if I could lift the
Yeah.
weights up, but they're too heavy for that.
All right.
So, what else can we do?
Well, tightrope walkers use a long pole so that they can balance on a tightrope.
That's right, I've seen that. Do we have a pole?
We
I
can
think
go
we
find
can.
one.
Okay, great. I'll put the weights away. Have you ever heard someone say, I will be back in a jiffy? Well, now you can tell them that's almost impossible. You see, a jiffy is an actual measure of time. It's 1/100th of a second. You see this timer? The first number is seconds. The second number is tenths of a second. And that third number that you can't even read, it's going so fast, that's hundredths of a second. Each one of those is a jiffy. Here are some things that happen in a jiffy. A cheetah moving top speed travels 20 centimeters. A hummingbird flaps its wings almost once. Can you blink in a jiffy? Nope, takes 10 jiffies for that. How about snapping your fingers? 8 jiffies. So the next time someone tells you, I'll be back in a jiffy, you can tell them it took 170 jiffies just to say that.
So I tried walking the slack line, and I wasn't very good at it. Holding my arms out at my sides seemed to help a little. Then I tried holding some weights to see if that would make any difference, and the weights were so heavy, I couldn't really hold them out very far. Now the plan is to try a long pole. Tightrope walkers use long poles to help them balance. The longer the pole is, the more it affects your center of gravity, especially because you can move it up and down to help you stay balanced.
Ta-da!
Nice. So the important thing on this is what? The balance, right?
Yeah, you
That's
want to
right.
find the center of gravity of that as well.
So
you
try
can
and find the center of the
balance
pole.
it.
The center is right there. That's where it balances.
There, you got it.
Okay. How do I
Okay.
hold this and get up on the strap?
I'll help
You're
you.
gonna help me? Okay. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Whoa. Whoa.
You good?
Okay. I think I got it.
Okay,
Yeah. Whoa.
you're balancing.
Check it out. Hey, this isn't so bad.
Hey, look at that.
You can really use it to help correct when you start to fall. You just move the pole, and that's totally helping my center of gravity stay right in the center above the strap. Whoa, whoa,
You can do it.
A long pole can help tightrope walkers and me balance in two ways. First, it lowers my center of gravity. Normally, a person's center of gravity is about here. But with a pole, it changes to way down here, much lower to the thing I'm walking on. But a long pole also helps in another way, because in order to fall off the rope, I have to rotate. It's easier to rotate something that has mass in the middle than it is when the mass is spread out. That's why you put your arms out when you want to balance. A pole works just like your arms. The mass gets spread out way more, and it makes it much harder to rotate around the rope and fall off.
There you go. Center of gravity. We're done. Usually we don't have it figured out this quickly. Usually we struggle a little bit more. All right, high fives.
Way
we did
to
it.
go.
Way to go.
Awesome.
So we did it.
Yeah.
We achieved what we set out to do, balanced with a pole. So how else can we use science to make my balance better?
Well, tops are great because when they're spinning, they balance.
That's right. So the forces used when something spins is something I can use.
Yeah.
All right, this calls for another small experiment. Are you guys good here?
Yeah, sure. We'll keep practicing.
Awesome. All right, back to the lab.
Bye, Phil.
Here's another experiment that's all about balance. Take a pencil and try to balance it on its tip. Doesn't work that well, does it? But if you take a pencil and stick it through a circle of cardboard and try it again, it works. The reason is because this circle is spinning, it creates a force that keeps the pencil standing up. As long as the circle is spinning fast enough, it counteracts the force of gravity because of the conservation of angular momentum. The conservation of angular momentum. The conservation of angular momentum.
Science Max presents Ways to Sound Super Smart. A top will balance when it's spinning. It works because it spins. But why say it that way when you can impress your friends and all the adults you know by saying conservation of angular momentum? Why does a top spin? Because of the conservation of angular momentum. Between you and me, we know that it boils down to the fact that it's spinning. But conservation of angular momentum is how you say it if you're studying physics in university. Just remember to thank Science Max when you impress everyone by telling them a top balances because of, say it with me, the conservation of angular momentum.
Now, let's max this out. Gyroscopic force is pretty amazing. Because this bike tire is spinning, it's hard for me to move it. But it's really hard to see how much it resists a change in orientation unless I do this. Ha ha ha! It looks like it's defying gravity, but really it's because the amount of force needed to change its orientation is more than the force of gravity pulling down on it. It won't last forever, only as long as the bike tire keeps spinning. But you gotta admit, it's pretty cool science. And whoa! Science! Look at that, it totally balances.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to balance. Do you think it'll work if I hold it?
Well, let's see you try.
All right.
right.
So I'm gonna use you to get up on the thing, and then you go give her. Yeah, that's good. And spinning it up. Here we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa. You can feel it. I can really feel it resisting, and
Yeah.
I think it would work.
I think it just needs to be spinning a lot faster.
That would make it even stronger. Yeah. It kind of hit my chest, so.
You know what? Maybe you should keep it out to one side.
Well, it's still spinning, yeah.
Well, won't that?
I think you need two.
Oh yeah, you're right. One on either side. It'd be great if we could actually have some way to. I can keep my arms free though.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I know.
control.
Get two wheels and we rope them into some sort of backpack situation.
What?
And we have a way for you guys to get the wheels spinning really fast.
I don't know.
No, I have it all in my head. Trust me, come on, I'll show you. I'll show you. Wait, you guys go around. Come, don't go on that side of the. Time for a mini-max. Here's how you can use the forces of things spinning around to defy gravity. Well, sort of. Take a ping pong ball and put it in a plastic container like a cup, or this is the top of a CD spindle. Put it in and start spinning it around. If you do it right, you can get the ball spinning only on the sides of your container and not touching the bottom. That's centripetal force at work. Oh. It works a lot better and is much more impressive if you have something that doesn't have a bottom. Fortunately, I do. This bucket doesn't have a bottom. Put the ping pong ball in the bucket and spin it around, and if I'm very careful, I can lift the bucket into the air and ta-da! I'm defying the force of gravity. Science! Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Phil, is that it? Is that all you're gonna do? No, of course not. This is Science Max Experiments at Large. This is a garbage can with no bottom in it. And this is a bag of golf balls. Let's see what happens when we put them together. Well, I managed to keep one golf ball in my garbage can. But as you can see, it works really well. And there you go, sort of maxed out. This is a garbage can with the bottom cut out, and this is a soccer ball. I'm gonna see if I can keep the soccer ball inside the garbage can using centripetal force. Okay. It's working! It's very tiring, though. How do you throw out a garbage can that's been used? Science! Here's a fun experiment you can do that plays with the forces created when you spin something. Get a flat platform or a tray and tie rope to every corner. Get an adult to help you with this. Then you get a cup of water. Use a plastic cup, definitely, just in case. You put it on the tray and you start spinning. Now the force is created when you spin something. Centripetal force pulls the water to the outside of the circle. And because the centripetal force is stronger than the force of gravity, no water spills out of the cup, even when it's upside down. If you slow it down very carefully, you'll see that all the water is still in your cup. Now, I definitely suggest you do this experiment outside, and I definitely suggest you do it with an adult. Because when you get tired, which you will, if you don't stop it carefully, you'll have to explain what you've been doing. Science!
Using science to improve my balance has totally worked so far. So now, Sandia, Swapna, and I are trying to figure out how to use the forces created when a wheel spins to help me balance. We need a spinning wheel on one side and one on the other. I've decided to take 2 bikes and remove the handlebars, seats, and front wheels, then cross them over each other and attach them to a backpack. Sandy and Swapna can use the pedals to spin the tires fast, and I will use the gyroscopic force to balance. Or at least, that's the plan.
Behold, the gyroscopic stabilization backpack! Stabilization away! I'm excited. Okay, think it's gonna work?
I think so. I'm kind of skeptical.
Really? You're skeptical? Why?
I don't know. I don't know if you can do it.
I don't know if I can do it either, but that's why we do science!
Let's see it.
Okay, spin me up. Okay. Oh,
Ready?
yeah.
All right.
And, oh,
Ready? Go.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's working.
Cool.
It's working.
It's actually working.
It's good. Oh, it's getting harder. It's getting harder.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! That worked really well until the wheels stopped spinning.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, when the wheel was spinning, it was resisting motion in all directions so that you wouldn't fall.
Yeah, but when they stopped spinning,
You didn't have that anymore.
that doesn't do anything. It's just a 50-pound weight on my back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So I guess that's why tightrope walkers don't use spinning wheels. They use a pole instead.
Right.
But we've proven that they can.
Exactly.
Yeah. Max said high five.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah! I now have the balance of a ninja circus performer thanks to...
Science!
Thanks for watching Science Max Experiments at Large. Okay, spin me up. Spin me up. And we'll do some more science. Gyroscopic backpack to the rescue. All right, let's go. Hey, Science Maximites. Slippery. But that's okay, because today we're talking about friction. Friction is a force that is everywhere and happens when any one thing rubs against any other thing. We do lots of things to increase friction, like wear shoes with big treads on them. And we can do things to reduce friction, like the experiment we're doing today. We're gonna build a hover disc, and it's very easy. You take some cardboard and cut it into a circle, just like this. Then put a hole in the middle of the circle. You might want an adult to help you with that. And then take a plastic drink bottle cap, like this. I like use the ones that you get on sport bottles because they have a little nozzle that pops open or closed. And then you glue it around the circle and you get this. Then you need a balloon. So you blow up your balloon. I know you know that step. And then twist the balloon so it doesn't get away from you. When it's nice and twisted, you can stick it over the drink bottle cap like this, and then untwist it. And this is why I like to use the plastic drink bottle caps that come from sport bottles, because you can open it when you want. And when you do, your disc rides on a cushion of air, reducing the friction with the table, and it's almost like it's sliding on ice. You can also use CDs if you want to do a different design. Just make sure you're using CDs you never want to listen to again. Now, if any of this is too fast, don't worry. You can always go to the Science Max website, where we have all of the instructions. And now, it's time to max it out. We're going to see if we can make a human-sized, rideable, low-friction hover disc. I'm going to the Ontario Science Centre, where hopefully I have an expert that can help me. Door is stuck. I think there's a little bit too much friction with it. No. That's got it.
Oh no, this isn't the Science Center. Did I go back in time again? Oh. It is the Science Center. Helena, hi.
Hey, Phil. You're here to see the hover disc.
Yes, please.
All right, come on, right this way.
So I made one in the lab that works pretty great. It's on cardboard and it has a balloon. The one you have here works on the same principle?
Yeah, it does. But you know what? My friend Russell has some ideas about making something like this, but even bigger.
Do you think we can make one big enough to ride?
Maybe, yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at the one you have here. Oh, I see. Right, this one works the same as the one I made. It's really hard to move the disc, but if you add some air, it floats like a dream.
There we go.
Great, so let's ride it.
Whoa, Phil, not this one, the one upstairs. You can ride that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should we bring this one just in
No,
case?
it's a little heavy. I think we can leave it there.
What if we need it for reference?
No, I'm sure we'll be okay.
It is pretty heavy.
Yeah,
but...
come on. Let's go. Russell's waiting.
Are you sure we won't need
I'm
it?
positive.
Okay, but if we have to come back, I get to say I told you so.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Ramona, you change your hair? Yeah, it's nice. It's like doing this now. Because but now it's, yeah, I like it. You should give me the name of your guy, because I wanted to, hey, oh, hey, how are you? You ever think to yourself, no matter what I do, I can't seem to get anywhere. I can't get enough traction? Well, you, my friend, need some more friction. Which one of these two shoes has more friction? Take a closer look. Huh? Right, bam.
This one doesn't have a lot of treads. It doesn't have a lot of friction. But this one, it's got metal spikes on the bottom. This is called a cleat, and the spikes are for helping you grip onto the grass when you're playing soccer or golf, increasing its friction. Why do you think skis are smooth on the bottom? Come on, look at that. It's so smooth and glidey. My hand I can barely even touch the surface. It just slides right off. It's sort of glidey and smooth. They're smooth to help you glide across the snow, reducing their friction. Why doesn't this box slide down this ramp? Friction. This roller skate has wheels. Wheels reduce friction. But when I push the roller skate, how come it doesn't just keep rolling forever and ever and ever and ever? And going all the way around the world and writing a memoir. Say it with me. Friction. Louder. Friction. Can't hear you. Friction. Little too loud. Friction. Ease it back. Friction. How can I hang onto this rope without falling? Friction. How can I jump down on the floor without falling over? Friction. And now you know your friction. Your friction. Your friction. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, Ramona, the friction sign is broken. Reset. Uh-oh.
The plan is to take our small hover disc and make one big enough to ride. So I'm off with Helena to another part of the Science Center to meet Russell, who has some ideas on how we can do it.
Oh, hey, Russell.
Hey, hi, Helena. Hey, Phil. How you doing, Russell?
How you doing, Phil?
So this is the hover disc.
This is our small hover disc, yes.
How does it work?
Well, obviously you sit on here,
right.
Air will go into here. It gets vented through all these separate holes here, so we get an airflow over the entire area. Hopefully this will work to pick someone up. All we need is...
Air.
Oh, well, that's easy, because the small one worked like this, so we just put the balloon on, right?
I hope you got the part.
Okay, so we put the balloon on the... hold on. Larger balloon!
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Uh-oh, twist it so it doesn't...
He's losing his air.
Okay, all right. On you get.
You grab
Right.
one side, I'll grab the other.
Okay, here we go.
Go. It doesn't...
Still way too much
It doesn't
friction
feel
on
like
No.
it still feels pretty frictiony. I think we might need something more than a balloon. So what do we do?
Well, I think we need more consistent air going through here.
Okay. So not a balloon.
Not a balloon, something, I don't know, opposite to a vacuum cleaner?
Opposite to a vacuum cleaner. That would be
Like a leaf blower.
Like a leaf blower.
a leaf blower.
Right?
High five.
Yeah.
Awesome idea.
Yeah, leaf
so
blower it is.
why don't we make a couple larger discs when we'll hook some leaf blowers to them and we'll see what happens.
Definitely give it a go.
Okay, great. Carbon is an atom and is the basic building block of all life as we know it. You, me, all plants, all animals are carbon-based life forms. Other things are made of carbon too. Diamonds are carbon, coal is carbon, even pencil lead isn't lead, it's graphite, which is carbon. If you were to take all the carbon atoms in your body, you could fill 9,000 pencils. Of course, kind of prefer my carbon where it is. Our low-friction hover disc still had way too much friction. One of the problems that Russell mentioned is that the balloon just wasn't giving enough air. But then Helena had the idea of using a leaf blower instead. The plan now is to make a leaf blower powered disc by starting with a big circle of wood, cutting a hole in the wood where the air will come through, and then covering the bottom with a tarp that has many holes cut out of it for the air to escape. Because leaf blowers are made to push lots of air, hopefully there'll be enough for me to ride it.
Well, this is the business. Look at
That's
this.
amazing.
It's good, right?
Oh, yeah, I love the
So-
tube. You know, high volume of air through that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a dryer vent. I just found it in the lab. And then this, of course, is leaf blower. So I get on here, and then Helena, if you want to turn it on.
Yeah.
So once we fire it up, the air coming out from the bottom of the disc raises me up, and I float on a cushion of air.
I can't control it!
Because the friction between the disc and the floor is so low, I end up floating wherever Helena and Russell push me.
I'm going towards the wall! It's like human air hockey! Okay. It's a bit unstable. Do you want to turn it off?
Wow, that worked amazing.
Not too much control, though.
I have no control whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
But this is great. So so we have the no friction down pat. I feel we need some way to actually move.
Well, something to push you along. I was thinking as you're going, like, you need like a broom or something.
A broom. Okay, yeah. What if we do like something low friction, like a broom, and something high friction, like that we could really sort of stick on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
works for me.
And then we could build two of them, and we would have two discs and two ways of moving them.
Are we gonna race?
And we can race! Yeah! Okay,
Yeah.
race. That's what we're gonna do. Here is an experiment you can do at home with friction. This is a toy boat. Yes, you guessed that right. And this is a wooden plank. Correct, that's 2 for 2. I put the boat on the ramp and watch what happens. Nothing! The reason why is because the friction between the boat and the ramp is enough to counteract the force of gravity trying to pull it down. But watch what happens if I raise the ramp to the right height, the boat slides down because the friction isn't enough and gravity pulls it down. But when we change surfaces to this carpet, let's see what happens. Same angle, I can raise it higher, 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 because there's more friction between the carpet and the boat than there was between the wood and the boat. Now, if you're thinking that we're just gonna do it with a small ramp, you're wrong. Because of course we're gonna max it out. Hey, Helena.
Hey.
This is amazing.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Wow.
Ready to climb it?
Absolutely. Here we go.
Way to go.
Huh? No problem. So that was very easy.
Well, that's probably because the friction from your shoes is high enough so you don't slip.
Right, and the friction from my clothes is much lower, which is why I could slide down.
Right.
So how do we make it more difficult?
We'd probably have to make it higher.
All right, let's make it higher.
With the ramp at a steeper angle, I'll need more friction to climb up.
All right,
Ready?
I'm totally ready. Here I go. You try.
Okay, hold Ranger. Here we go. Oh,
Oh, so clearly we are not getting enough friction between our shoes and the ramp at this angle.
we should add some carpet because carpet would add some more friction between our shoes and the ramp.
All right, let's add carpet. Sorry, here's your drill.
Thanks.
All right, carpet.
Yeah?
Same angle.
Yes.
And why have we done this?
More friction.
More friction. Let's give it a try.
Hey, way to go.
Totally able to climb the ramp. So, what do we do now to make it harder?
Make it higher.
Make it higher. Wow, it's really steep.
I don't think you're gonna make it.
Sure, if I take a really good run at it, I think I can do it.
I don't think so.
Well, there's one way to find out. No.
No.
Okay, so I can't do it. Is that it?
Well, how about Velcro,
Wow.
right? It'll give you more friction, so you can try climbing with this. We'll give you Velcro knee pads, Velcro shoes.
Velcro. Velcro handholds, Velcro knee pad, Velcro on my shoes, helmet for safety, Velcro fill, Velcro dance. Okay, you ready?
Ready?
All right, here we go. friction between me and this ramp means I can stay up here for as long as I... No. No. Velcro. No. No.
Phil, you okay?
Velcro! Friction! Your turn.
No.
Our hover disc worked well. So well that we decided to build another. If we have 2 hover discs, then we can race them using different kinds of friction to push them along. Something that has low friction, like a dust mop, and something that has higher friction, like a pole with rubber balls at the end. Rubber has great friction. That's why we make car tires and the treads of our shoes out of rubber.
Okay, we have a giant race course that we've set up. We've got 2 low-friction hover discs, and I'm gonna use the low-friction dust mop version to propel my hover disc. And Helena, what do you have?
I have the high-friction rubber ball stick.
Start your engines! On your marks, get set, and go! And we're off. Remember, Helena and I are using very different methods to get our hover discs moving. I'm using a low-friction dust mop, and Helena is using high-friction rubber balls. As you can see, my low-friction dust mop doesn't make enough friction with the ground for me to push myself. Helena, on the other hand, is having no problems.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Go ahead! You can beat him! He's way back! Forward! Bit further! Bit further! He's way back in for the win! It's the leader!
Jay crosses the...
Yes!
And there we have our winner. Yes! Over the finish line. It feels way back over there.
Oh, man.
I'm still stuck at the second turn. Way to go, Helena.
Thank
Nice.
you.
So what was the strategy? How did it work?
Well, pretty much while I was using those red balls, I was getting friction, helping me steer.
You know what? I think we need a little bit more thrust. That would work even better if we had something pushing us even harder.
Definitely.
Wait! I have an idea. Wait, hold. I need your help. Come on. I'm at iFly Toronto indoor skydiving to talk to you about friction. That's Mike. He's gonna help me out. Okay, here we go.
Unfortunately, we can't hear what Phil is saying because there's too much wind. It looks like he's trying to tell us something about the friction. Yes, he's saying the friction from the air rushing up in the chamber is enough to counteract the force of gravity, which is why he's able to float or swim or whatever he's doing. Now it looks like he might be saying even something like air can have a lot of friction if it's going fast enough. And the air in this chamber is going fast, which is why we can't hear a word he's saying. Oh, well, he seems to be having fun. So how important is friction? Well, let's say I'm out for a drive. Car tires need friction to grip onto the road. Without it, my car wouldn't be able to turn at all. But that's nothing. Without friction, the bolts holding the wheels on the car wouldn't work. In fact, none of the bolts, screws, or glue on the car would work, and nothing would stop moving or stick to anything else. Even the trees would blow away with the slightest breeze. Friction is everywhere, and without it, nothing would work. Okay, hover disc race round 2. This time we decided to have a little bit more thrust, so Helen and I are going to be using fire extinguishers. Now, do not use fire extinguishers at home. Fire extinguishers have a very important purpose, and it's not for this, but we've got these ones special. Are you ready, Helena?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Russell?
So, racers, start your engines.
And go!
Using fire extinguishers gives us a lot of thrust. But because the discs we're riding on don't have any friction, wherever we point ourselves, we just keep going in that direction, which makes steering very difficult.
Cars grip onto the road and can go around corners thanks to the friction of their wheels. When you have no friction, it's kind of like moving on an ice rink.
Oh no! I'm out! Yeah! High five! Yeah! High five! Yeah! Yeah, wait. Oh, I ran out of fire extinguisher at the end there, so I had to cheat a little bit. So 1 for you, 1 for me, and all of them for friction.
Or the lack of friction.
Or the lack of friction. Science Max, experiments at large. What do we do next? Larger fire extinguishers?
I think so.
Okay. See you next time. I know where we can get some, actually. We can go, if we go to the fire extinguisher store where we got these fire extinguishers. Behold the power of states of matter! Greetings, Science Maximites! I'm Phil McCordick. I think I overdid it with the fog machine. This is Science Max, experiments at large. Can you even see me? Let's go over here. Today we're talking about states of matter. Now there are 3 main states of matter. Solid, like this table, liquid, like the water in this beaker, and gas. Yes, thank you. And we're also going to be looking at the things that kind of go in between. Things that are sometimes solid, sometimes liquid, like cornstarch mud, which is very easy to make. All you need is water and cornstarch, which you can get at the grocery store. Mix it up however much you want. Just remember, 2 parts cornstarch to 1 part water. Twice as much of this than you have of that. Very easy. Mix it up and you get cornstarch mud, which sort of seems like a liquid unless you hit it. And then it becomes solid. But if I pour it, it's a liquid. Even if I hold it in my hand and I hit it really fast, it turns into a ball, and it will stay in a ball as long as I keep hitting it or squeezing it. But soon as I stop, it turns into a liquid again. Now, we're gonna max this out. We'll go through the portal and learn more about solids, liquids, and gases. Yeah, right. That's why I'm going to the Center for Skills Development and Training. And, oh, no, wait, that's the code for the fog machine. Wait, stop. Stop, it seems to be stuck. Oh, never mind. I'll fix it later. Right. Hey, Judy, how are you?
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Good. Judy is going for her PhD in chemistry, right?
Yes.
Fantastic, because that means you can explain cornstarch mud to me. Now, is this a solid or is it a liquid?
Well, it kind of has properties of both. It's called a non-Newtonian fluid, so that makes it a liquid.
A liquid? Well, I mean, it pours like a liquid, but when you hit it, it's a solid. So why does it turn solid when you hit it?
So when you're pouring it, the particles are still far apart, so they can't interact with each other, and so they stay a liquid. But when you're hitting it, you're jamming the particles together, and they line up to become a solid.
Now, does it still work the same way if we have a lot more of it?
It should.
Great, because I've got this 20-kilogram bag of cornstarch, and I have 34 more of them.
Wow, that's a lot. But I think you'll need a much bigger container.
Much bigger container, great. I got some wood over there. Why don't you go, and I'll follow you.
All right.
I'll follow you. I'm coming. Yeah, thanks, Ramona. And give me one of them fizzy drinks. Not too fizzy, just sort of medium fizzy. Thanks a lot. Hello, do you have trouble knowing what is a solid, liquid, or gas? Are you confused by Jell-O? I mean, which is it? Is it a solid or is it a liquid? Water is a liquid, but what about when it's ice? Well, you gotta know your states of matter. There are 3 main states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And there are 3 rules that you need to figure out which one of them is which. Does it flow? Does it fit the shape of its container? And can you squeeze it? Rule number 1, does it flow? Solid, liquid, gas. Here's a gas. Does it flow? Do the particles pour over each other and cascade down? Yeah, they do.
Does a liquid flow? Yeah, it does. Does a solid? Nope. Rule number 2, what happens when you put it in a container? Does it take the shape of the container? Gases take the shape of the container. Liquids takes the shape of the container. Solids do not take the shape of their container. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I get the whole pouring and taking the shape of the container, but come on. Liquids and gases, they do both of those things. Well, it all comes down to rule number 3. Can you squeeze it? Now, solids, you can't really squeeze them. Liquids, you can't really squeeze them. Gases, bam, you can squeeze them. You see, gases compress. Liquids and solids, they don't really compress very well. The other difference between gases and liquids is gases will take the shape and the volume of the container they're put in. Liquids don't do that. So there you go. Solid, liquid, gas. And the rules. Does it flow? Does it take the shape of the container? And can you squeeze it? Now you know your states of matter. That'll be $6.50. Cash only.
So what is cornstarch mud and how does it work? Well, cornstarch mud is a non-Newtonian fluid, which means it behaves differently than you, or Newton, would expect. Here's cornstarch, and here's water. Cornstarch is made up of large, blocky molecules like this. Water is made up of much smaller, rounder molecules like this. When you put them together, it looks something like this. It all has to do with how the molecules slide past each other. When you put light pressure or slow pressure on the mud, the water molecules and cornstarch molecules have time to shift out of the way. But when you put a sudden pressure on it, the water molecules squirt out of the way, but the cornstarch molecules don't have enough time. So you get a section that's nearly all cornstarch, which acts as a solid. Cornstarch mud is a shear thickening fluid. Shear is talking about the force of things sliding around, in this case, the molecules. So when the shear force is strong, the fluid thickens. Shear thickening. So here's the plan. If Judy and I make enough cornstarch mud, could we run across it? Let's find out.
Yeah, I think mine is just the right consistency. How's yours, Judy?
I think I'm ready too. This is much harder than I thought.
Yeah, it's really hard to get it mixed at the very beginning, but mine is ready to go. Okay, here we go. First batch. You ready?
Yep.
Dump it in. Woo! Woo! I thought that would be more.
I thought so too.
It's really not filling this up very much, is it?
No.
Huh, that's a lot of cornstarch. This is great, but I think we're gonna have to go a little faster than this.
I think we need some sort of mixing device.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do this by hand. We can get some sort of machine to help us.
Yeah.
Right on, high five.
Oh.
We shouldn't high five when we have this stuff on our hands.
Nope.
Yeah, good call. This science is delicious. This is rock candy. It's basically crystallized sugar, and you make it by turning a solid into a liquid and then back to a solid again. Here's how you can make it at home. You need a container that you're not gonna need for a while, and some water, some sugar. You can use brown or white. I like to use brown. And an adult. Here's why you need an adult. You want to dissolve 3 cups of sugar into every cup of water. And you can't do that unless you heat the water. So get an adult, a saucepan, and heat the water up, pour the sugar in, and keep stirring until it's all dissolved. Then pour it in your container and let it cool down. Then you'll need a shish kebab skewer, which is something you can get at the grocery store. Cut it down to the right size so it fits nicely into your container. And then dunk it in your sugar and get some crystals coated around the stick. These are seed crystals, and they get the whole process started. And now you have to wait for these to dry, otherwise they'll just fall off the stick when you put it in the water. So I've got one here that has dried out. You'll also want something to keep it from falling in the top of the container, so I'm gonna use a clothespin. Put it in there and dunk it in the container like that. And now for the final step, if you want, you can add food coloring. I like to use red because it reminds me of science. And I'm gonna use the stick to actually stir that up a little bit. There we go. Now, the dissolved sugar crystals in the water will slowly grow on the crystals that are already attached to the stick, and it will eventually grow into a rock candy pop. But it takes about a week. No, I'm just kidding. I've already got one that's standing by. Here we go. This one has been growing for about 7 days. And there you go, rock candy. Delicious science. Now, how could we make this any better? I mean, it's crystallized sugar. It doesn't get any more maxed out than that, does it? Yeah, it does. Come on. This is a giant container of sugar water, and I've been brewing a massive rock candy crystal in it for a while, but it's sort of getting a little bit too big to fit out the top of the container, so you know what? I'm just gonna put that back in there and chalk that one up to science because, well, eating a rock candy crystal that big will definitely not be good for my teeth, so yeah.
So our big experiment is to take a whole lot of cornstarch and fill a trough to see if we can run on it. But mixing it by hand was going to take forever. So Judy and I got a drill with a mixing attachment on the end.
Whoa, sorry. All right, so Judy, I'm noticing a bit of a problem here.
What is it?
Well, if I mix at the top, everything's fine. But as soon as I get it a little bit deeper, and then it gets really tough, and the whole bucket starts to spin, and the drill stops.
Yeah, I think it's because the drill's trying to mix it too fast. When we're mixing it by hand, it's slow and you can still let it stay a liquid, but now you're just making it a solid.
Right, because it's a sheer thickening fluid.
Exactly.
So if you hit it really quickly with something, like the blades of this spinning really quickly in the thing, it'll suddenly turn into a solid, and it'll be really hard to mix.
Yep.
So we go slow. Going slow. Going slow. Suddenly realizing that if we go slow, we'll be here forever.
Yep.
You know what I think we need? Whoa, sorry. You know what I think we need? We need a different way to mix this.
Yep.
We need a way to mix more of it, and we need a way that it doesn't hit it with blades that suddenly go through it really quickly.
Something that can mix on a large scale, but slowly.
I have just the thing. Come with me.
All right.
The interesting thing about bubbles is they're a gas surrounded by a liquid. So get some dish soap and some water, and then be science maximites and find things around the house that you can make bubbles out of. Just about anything that has holes will do. Or I like this one. I call it the loud bubble. Or now it's time to max it out. I'm here at the Ontario Science Centre, and this is Anthony. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So you are amazing at bubbles.
I am. I've been practicing for a while. Let's get started.
Okay.
You're gonna make an okie dokie sign like this.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna dip it right into our bubble solution. Come on, get right in there, right in there. Make sure you get it all. Oh, that's a little too much.
Well,
That's
then I
good.
can make two.
And then you're gonna keep that okie dokie sign. You're gonna blow very gently.
Nice.
I brought these two giant sticks here, and I don't know if you noticed, but I've got a smoke machine here.
Right.
So we'll turn that on, and then if you press that green button there, you're gonna shoot some smoke, and we're gonna try to catch that smoke in a giant bubble. You ready? Okay, and I'm gonna try to... Oh, that was so close.
great.
Did you see that one? You give it a shot. Nice! Oh, check that out! That's amazing! That was huge. Try it again. Let's see if I can get the smoke machine. Here we go. Go for it, go for it. Push right towards. Oh, check that out! You did it! Look at that! Look at that! No! Smoke, and it bounces on the floor because the floor, it doesn't have any oils like our hands do. Isn't that amazing?
That was
oh my
great.
God, that was so cool.
That was great. You know what I think we should do?
What's that?
Giant bubble, tons of smoke.
Done.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it. You ready?
Giant bubble, tons of smoke.
go.
Awesome! Oh my God! Look at that! Amazing! Look at that! That's crazy!
Maxed out bubble. Well, there you go. Giant smoke-filled bubbles.
Awesome!
Yeah! Judy and I tried mixing the cornstarch mud using a drill with a mixer attachment, but it didn't work. We should have known better. Here's the mixer in our cornstarch mud. Usually, a mixer works by going really fast and mixing everything together. But remember that cornstarch mud is a shear thickening fluid. So, when the blades of the mixer tried to go fast through the cornstarch mud, it did what it always does, turn solid. The faster and harder you try to move it, the more solid it will become. This means the only way to mix it would be if we made the drill go very, very slow, which wouldn't speed things up at all. So with the drill another lost cause, Judy and I need the biggest thing around that could mix stuff
Come
up.
on back. Good. Little bit more. Perfect. A cement truck is a perfect thing to mix because all we have to do is get all the cornstarch up in here and it'll mix it and it doesn't move it too fast. It goes nice and slow, so hopefully a shear thickening fluid will be fine. I'm gonna get Judy. She's driving the truck. Hey, Judy, that's perfect.
The only problem is we needed to get all of those bags of cornstarch into the hopper of the cement truck.
I didn't think it'd be this messy.
We needed to call the entire Science Max build team to help us out.
This is possibly the messiest thing I've ever done. Awesome! Woo. Hey Judy, you wanna lift up any bags?
I'm okay, thanks.
That's okay. I'm having a lot of fun, so I can do them.
Cool.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah! I got most of it. I got most of it. All right, I think we're done. I think that's enough bags. Let's start the mixing! So, what do you think, Judy? Do you think it's gonna work?
I think so, because you're mixing at a very large volume, but at a very low speed.
Yep.
So throughout the process, it'll stay a liquid until we're ready to run across it.
That sounds exactly like the kind of science I like to see. You know what I really like is that every time I move, more cornstarch comes off. It's like I'm a human fog machine. This is liquid nitrogen. Nitrogen makes up most of the air we breathe, but if you get it really, really cold, it turns into a liquid. The fun thing is you can use it to make other things really, really cold too, like this banana. I have frozen this banana solid thanks to the liquid nitrogen, and normally a mushy banana would not be able to hammer in a nail, but whoa, because it's frozen, I can hammer this nail into this block of wood. So that got me wondering, if I can turn a banana into a hammer using liquid nitrogen, could I turn a pumpkin into a sledgehammer? Let's find out. Pumpkin sledgehammer, take one. No, I think the answer is no. You cannot turn a pumpkin into a sledgehammer with liquid nitrogen. All you can do is make a really, really big mess. I'm gonna have to clean this up, aren't I?
Now we have a cement truck to help us do the mixing for our cornstarch mud. After making a giant mess getting the cornstarch into the cement truck, it's time to see if it worked.
Hey, Phil, how's it going?
Yeah, it looks like it's mixing pretty well. I'm really glad we're not doing this by hand, because it'd take a really long time. We've almost got it at the right consistency, but it's taken some time. But it's getting a little dark out, Judy. I don't know, do you want to quit and go home?
No.
Of course not. That's not what we do in science. Oh, here we go. Yeah!
Awesome.
All right, let's see it. Let's see if it's... I like how it comes down in little steps. And look, it's still
It's working just like it should. I hit it, and it's solid, but you can see it's pouring like a liquid. Yeah, here comes a big wave.
Wow.
Here it comes. Oh! Wow!
And it's totally filling up.
Oh yeah, filling up really fast. I think we should stop pouring very soon.
Yep, we may not have a big enough trough. Yep,
Liking it.
it's good.
Yeah. I think it's time. It's not even done pouring, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, you ready? Whoa.
Oh, and you did it!
Whoa. You can't. You have to get back onto the sides before you stop moving.
Or else it becomes a liquid.
All right, it's your turn.
Okay.
Here.
Go.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
You gotta hit your feet really fast.
All right.
Here, go. Yeah!
This actually works.
Because cornstarch mud is a sheer thickening fluid, it means it stays a liquid until you hit it suddenly, like with your hands, or in this case, our feet. And then it turns to a solid. So as long as Judy and I keep slapping our feet down with enough force, we can walk on top of it.
One more dance.
All right.
And
let's
tell you
do
what,
it.
we'll do one more dance.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, ready?
All right.
And go. All right.
All right.
There you go.
We've done it.
Solids, liquid, gases. Thanks very much for joining us on Science Max Experiments at Large. Woo!
Greetings, Science Maximites. I am Phil McCordick, and this is Science Max Experiments at Large. Today, we're going to be experimenting with the balloon-powered car. Here's how it works. Woohoo! It all has to do with Newton's third law.
Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
We don't have to do this now. This is all for later. We can build the cars first, and then we can, let's go over here. So how do you build a balloon-powered car? Well, I suggest you be Science Maximites, because there's any number of ways you can build a balloon-powered car. You do not have to follow my design. You should come up with one of your own. It may even be better than the one I built. But I will give you some tips, though, that make it a lot easier. First of all, you need something to stick your balloon on that has an opening on it. I used a turkey baster for this car. I just pop the top off, and remember to tell an adult that you're using the turkey baster. And then you stick the balloon on there, and it allows you to attach something to the car, and it also makes it easier to blow up the balloon. You can use any number of things, even just any kind of tube that you find lying around. It helps you attach the balloon to the car, and it helps you blow up the balloon way easier. The other thing you should think about when you make your balloon-powered car is how you're going to make the wheels roll. Once you've decided on the base of the car, you could use anything, even just a piece of cardboard like this. You can do your wheels in two ways. The first way is to attach the wheels to the axle. This is how I made the axle of this car. I used a shish kebab skewer, and I stuck it inside a straw, just like that. And then I attached the lids to the shish kebab skewer. So the lids and the shish kebab skewer are attached, and they rotate in the straw. That's one way to make the wheels turn. The other way is to tape down the axle or whatever you're going to use and have the wheels spin around on the axle. Two great ways to make your wheels turn, and it really kind of depends on the wheels you're using. You can make your own design and keep refining it and making it better and faster, or do what I like to do and make a whole bunch of different cars. So we've got this one. This one I made out of paper plates, and this is a snorkel. Awesome. This one is the rock car, because there's a rock on it. I've got the dragster model. It's a long broom handle, and it might not work that well, but who knows? And this is my favorite design. It's made out of waffles and an ice cube tray. This is why I make a whole bunch of different cars, because I can race them.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday at the Science Maxidrome. It's the balloon-powered car winner-take-all drag race of awesome.
First up, the Eliminator. Woohoo!
the procrastinator. Crushing the competition, it's the Terminator. Feel the chill of the refrigerator.
All right!
And last but not least, the, regurgitator.
Well, when you build your balloon-powered cars, you can figure out what worked or what didn't work and try modifying your designs to make them work even better. That is science. And now we're gonna max it out because this is Science Max Experiments at Large. So we're gonna take that small balloon-powered car that we just built and we're gonna make it much, much bigger. I'm gonna go to the Center for Skills Development and Training and we're gonna use the science behind this small balloon-powered car and we're gonna make it big. That science is Newton's third law, but there's plenty of
third law.
no, there's,
For every action,
there's
there is
plenty
an
of time
equal
for this
and
later. We're not
opposite
doing
reaction.
this bit now. We're doing that bit in a minute, so we could. No, I said we're doing it later. We're doing it later. Here. Whoa. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Phil.
This is Sarah, and she's got a master's degree in physics from McMaster University.
That's right.
And we're going to be talking about Newton's third law. Oh, look out, duck! Sorry. There was a sign that kept coming in. Never mind. Newton's third law. Well, what is that?
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Right, so how does that work with our balloon car?
Ah, cool. Okay, so if you blow up the balloon, what's gonna happen when you release it is the air is gonna push out with a certain force, which in turn is gonna cause the cart to move forward with the exact same force.
Yeah, works great. So how come it doesn't work with my rock cart?
Ah, wow. Well, actually, it did work. So the balloon still pushes with the exact same force, which causes the cart to have the exact same force push forward, but your rock is really heavy, so you probably didn't see it move.
Oh, so a lighter cart works better with the same amount of force.
That's it.
Well, there you go. Newton's third law. What?
Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
I'm really starting to dislike that sign.
Phil, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Our small balloon-powered car works because of Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. The air pushing out the balloon this way pushes the car with the same amount of force this way. So, in order to max it out, the plan is just to get a bigger wheeled cart and a much bigger balloon. So, everything should work out the same.
Okay, so, sorry. Oh, I thought what we would do is in order to max out the balloon-powered car, what we need is a cart to start with, and then I ride it. And we have a giant balloon, and then I go.
Do you have a giant balloon?
Ha 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 ha! Giant balloon! So, step one, Sarah blows up the balloon.
Okay.
Wait. Use this air compressor, it'll probably be a lot faster.
Sarah and I get to work blowing up the balloon, and it takes a long time. A very long time.
Okay, human-sized balloon-powered car test. Take one. All right, Sarah.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay, let it go.
Okay, go.
Let it go.
I did.
You did let it go.
I had to let go.
Nothing is happening.
It's not coming out fast enough, and you're a bit too massive. I don't think it's gonna work like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Balloon-powered car test 2. No fill. I'll just take it. What happened?
I don't think it worked. The balloon popped. Phil, are you okay?
This is why you wear protective eyewear. Yeah. So, that didn't work.
No.
No. Should we get another balloon?
I think we need something else.
Okay, well, the air coming out of the balloon just didn't have enough force, so.
We need the air to come out with more force.
Yeah, do we get, what, a bigger balloon?
I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think it's that. I think we need something with compressed air.
Oh, like a scuba tank or a...
Fire extinguisher, something like that. Yeah, that's what we need.
Okay, sure. Well, we can... All right, so I don't know if that's safe to do that, so we'd have to build like a cage or
Yeah,
something?
I don't know if it's gonna work on this.
All right, well, back to the drawing board. So
Okay.
what we should do is we should get
We need to find these tanks.
get the tanks, and then we make like a frame out of aluminum or something.
Okay, that could work.
Yeah,
That's a
they
good
can hold the
idea.
tanks, so
Yeah.
they're safe. And then what we should do is...
Who was Isaac Newton? He was a mathematician and probably #1 on the list of top scientists of all time. Albert Einstein said, Isaac Newton was the smartest person that ever lived. You've got to be special if Einstein is calling you smart. Newton's 3 laws of motion was a huge idea, but did you know Newton also came up with the idea of gravity? The famous story is that in 1666, Isaac Newton was sitting under an apple tree when he watched an apple fall and wondered why. Hey everyone, I just invented gravity, which was a big relief because up until then, everyone was just floating around. Okay, so it didn't happen like that. He didn't invent gravity, he gave a name to this invisible force and then described how it works. Not only did it make things fall down, but it was the same force that kept the moon circling the Earth and the Earth circling the sun. And he invented a new kind of math to explain how. We now call it calculus. See? I told you he was smart. He's very smart.
This is hydrophobic coating. Hydrophobic literally means afraid of water, but it's not actually afraid of water. The chemistry of a hydrophobic coating prevents water molecules from penetrating anything you spray it on. You can get this stuff at the hardware store, and if you want, be Science Maximites and get an adult and think of the coolest thing you could spray with hydrophobic coating. I like to use things that do not go well when you put them in water, like tissue. Yeah, doesn't look great when it gets wet. Here's a tissue coated in hydrophobic coating. Huh? Weird. Or it works the same with a paper towel. Paper towel in water, paper towel covered in hydrophobic coating, stays dry. Or how about a dinner roll? Dinner rolls really don't like water. See? Gross. But a dinner roll coated in hydrophobic coating? Weird. Just don't eat it. Now, it's time to max it out. I have coated half of my lab coat in hydrophobic coating, and the other half I have not. Hydrophobic coating, regular lab coat. Half of me is wet, and half of me is dry. What's more, half of my outfit ended up being wet and half dry because the lab coat was protecting my outfit from getting wet. Now it's time to max it out even more. We have coated my entire outfit in hydrophobic spray. My shirt, my pants, and my lab coat. The pants have been taped to rubber boots, so no water's getting in there. And my shirt has been taped to my pants, so no water's getting in there. So here's the question. Can I get into the pool and out of the pool and stay dry? Let's find out. In the pool, out of the pool, and I'm still mostly dry. Now here's what really happened. I got into the pool, and I realized I should have duct taped the pocket, because all the water went in there, down into the rubber boots, started filling up the rubber boots, and now my entire leg is full of water because the hydrophobic coating isn't letting it come out. So the hydrophobic coating isn't keeping the water out, now it's keeping the water in.
Let's take a closer look at Newton's third law.
Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Okay. All right, let's watch it back.
When the sign hits me, I exert a force on the sign in the opposite direction. That makes the sign stop moving. it also exerts an equal force on me, causing me to fly off in this direction.
Now, if I was to push this sign, I'm not only pushing the sign this way, but my feet are pushing against the ground in the opposite direction. It's, well, it's really easier to see if I'm not standing on the ground. Oh, hold on. Okay, so, okay. So now that I'm hanging, watch. I push on the sign, but when I exert force on the sign to make it go this way, I go that way. Well, actually, it doesn't work as well because the sign isn't as heavy as I am. So wait, I have this over here. This is a barrel, and it has stuff in it, and it weighs as much as I do. Okay, so watch. If I push on the barrel like that, I go away from it as much as it goes away from me. So, there you have it. Newton's third... No, hold on. Newton's third law. Newton's third law. Okay, go.
Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
So, using a giant balloon to push me on a cart didn't work.
What happened?
The plan now is to use a compressed gas cylinder. Just like a balloon, these cylinders contain a lot of air. If we get a cart and put a gas cylinder in a cage for safety on the back and open the valve, the escaping air might have enough force to push me.
This is 2 cubic meters of air. If we were to put it in a balloon, the balloon would be this big. But if we compress the air, we can fit it all into one of these, a steel tank. This is what we're going to be using next for our air-powered car. Got it?
Yep.
All right. So Sarah and I have been hard at work, and we've built the air-powered cart. We can't call it a balloon-powered cart anymore because now we've got a compressed air tank, so it's not a balloon that powers it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna sit on here, Sarah's gonna turn on the tank, and I'm gonna go. And before we do this, we should say, do not, under any circumstances, try this at home. We are trained professionals. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, high five first. Okay, now we do it.
Okay, so before I turn the tank on, make sure your feet are down and the brakes are on.
Gotcha.
Don't take them off till I say go.
You have got it.
All right.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah!
It worked!
Yeah, it did work, but I feel like it could work better.
You want to go faster?
I do want to go faster. This reminds me of the rock car.
Yeah.
Where we didn't have a big enough balloon.
We need more force.
We need more force. So should we get a bigger tank?
Let's get more tanks.
More?
More tanks, more force. You're gonna go faster forward. Newton's third law.
Newton's third law, high five. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Whoa. Okay. This is Newton's cradle, and it's a really cool toy that demonstrates all kinds of laws of motion, including Newton's third law. What you do is you pull this one ball out, and when it hits these balls, they exert force on that ball to make it stop moving, but it exerts force on these balls, which travels through the balls and makes this one on the end fly out, like that. Now, there's a lot going on here, but you can really see how the force is equal that you put in and you get out if you use 2 balls. I swing 2 balls up, and 2 balls go out that side. Isn't that cool? Now, it wouldn't be science max unless we maxed it out, so come on. Whoa, okay. This is one we built out of bowling balls. Bowling balls. Bowling balls. Instead of smaller balls, and I think it's gonna work the same way. Let's find out. You throw one out, and ha-ha! Yeah, it works the same. Okay, now let's try it with 2 balls. Okay, ready? Wait. And 2 balls, throw them out. And 2 balls on that side. All right, so there you have it. Whoa. Newton's third law. Oh. Ah!
Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
So our single pressurized tank created enough force to move me, but not very fast. The plan now is to do two things. First, we're going to triple the amount of thrust by using 3 tanks. We're also going to use some pipes that lock into each other to give me an initial push. These pipes slide together, and when the air is turned on, the pressure in the pipes will cause them to slide apart, which will push me forward. After that, I use what's left in the tanks to keep going.
All right, now it's time to max it out. I've enlisted the help of a few more Science Max people. Thank you very much, Corey. You'll see now we have 3 tanks of compressed gas, and we've also got this nifty little contraption. How does this work, Sarah?
All right, so each tank is attached to a tube,
Yeah.
and you can see that each tube goes into this one main tube. So when we turn them on, pressure's gonna build up, and we're gonna go forward with more force.
Well, that's great. And Reed is stacking cinder blocks. Thanks, Reed. Up so that will push, the pipe will push against the cinder blocks, and then I'll go
Or it goes
that
forward.
way. All right, well, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Now, again, I have to say, thank you, Corey, I've got it. This is something you definitely don't want to try at home. We are all trained professionals. We have a physics degree here. We've got TV people that make sure that this is safe. So watch it and enjoy, but please don't try any of this at home. Okay, I'm ready. Sarah, count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah! Woo! Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woo-hoo-hoo. That was awesome!
That was really awesome.
All right, high fives, high fives. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's raining now, so it looks like we're gonna have to stop. So thank you very much for joining us on Science Max Experiments at Large in our episode on Newton's third law. Oh, hi, Science Maximites. Have you ever been eating pasta and wondered, what could I build with this? Could I build something that could hold an impressive amount of weight? Well, I have, and that's what we're gonna do today on Science Max Experiments at Large. But we're not gonna use cooked pasta because it's too delicious. We're gonna use uncooked pasta, which is less delicious, but it's great for building. We're gonna make a pasta bridge. Here's how you do it. First, you wanna start with a plan. And then you want to take your pasta, I'm saying pasta, but of course spaghetti is usually the best thing to use, and lay it out on your plan. The reason you have a plan is so that you can make sure all of the spaghetti is exactly the right length. Lay it out on your plan, perfectly aligned like that. There. And now it's time to glue it all together. Now you can use white glue, but it takes a long time. So I suggest a hot glue gun, but make sure you get an adult's permission before you use one of these, okay? So you take your plan, you lay it out, you glue it up. Don't glue it on the paper because that will be bad. And you will end up with your truss, and it looks just like this. Now remember, you want 2 sides because those are the sides of your bridge. And as you can see, I've used several strands of pasta because that'll make it a little bit stronger. Once you have your trusses, it's time for the next part of the plan. This is the roadway, and it works the same way. Lay out your pasta, glue it up, and bam, there it is. Now, you put your trusses on your roadway, and you glue them all together, and you also want to put some struts along the top here, probably, to keep it nice and rigid. In the end, you will end up with a fantastic-looking pasta bridge. Pretty good, huh? Pasta bridge. No other bridge could claim to be 100% pasta. Minus the glue. 99.8% pasta. 0.2% glue.
I say there, Captain. Set sail. Set sail for the land of pasta bridges.
Now, if that was pretty fast for you, don't worry. All the instructions are gonna be on our website. Now, a bridge isn't a bridge unless it spans a gap, because that's what bridges are for. So you put your pasta bridge up there across the books like that, and then you can see just how much weight the bridge holds. It's pretty impressive. If you build it right, even something as flimsy and as delicate as pasta can hold quite a bit of weight. I like to use big, heavy blocks and put them in the middle where there is no support from the books whatsoever, and just keep adding heavy things and see how much weight the bridge will hold before it breaks. How much will it hold? Well, I'm not gonna tell you. That's where you get to be science maximites and find out for yourselves. And now, we're gonna max it out. Today on, oh, my pasta. Today on Science Max Experiments at Large, we're gonna be looking at how fragile things can become strong if you build them right. We're also gonna be maxing out the pasta bridge experiment to see if we can make one that's strong enough to hold me. You think we can do it? I know I have no idea, but I'm going to the Center for Skills Development and Training to find out. Oh, hey, Kyle.
Phil.
How you doing?
Great, thanks.
Awesome. This is Kyle. He's got a master's in civil engineering. Did you want some pasta?
I'm good.
I can go back and get some more.
Really, I'm good.
Okay. So what does a civil engineer do?
Well, a civil engineer builds the world around us. Talk about our homes, keeping us warm in the winter, our roads, hey, even our bridges.
Bridges, that's fantastic, because that's what I need your help with. I want to max out the pasta bridge.
Awesome.
I want to make one big enough that I can walk across it.
Okay, that's never been done before.
I know, right? You think we can do it?
We're gonna need a lot of help to do that.
We don't need help. All we need is a lot of pasta, which I have. Ha-ha!
Nice.
What do you say?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. Why don't we just take some to start, and then...
In order to max out our pasta bridge, the idea is to take many, many strands of pasta and just keep gluing them together so the long beams of pasta in our giant bridge is nothing but many, many regular-sized strands of pasta. Here's where we were after 20 minutes of gluing.
There, that's nice.
Yeah, I think this piece is done.
Okay, so how does it work? Is it strong? Whoa.
Well, let's give it a go, eh? Yeah, I think this will hold.
Great. So we just need to build a few more of these then, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How many more?
212 more.
212 of these.
More.
212, but it took us like 20 minutes to make this one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess so. I mean, this is Science Max Experiments at Large. That's what we do. We just keep building, and, you know, I don't have any plans for the next while, so we can...
Phil.
Yep.
I think that there's a better way of doing this.
I would be delighted to know there's a better way. It'd be faster than this.
Much faster.
Sure, let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna put the pasta back in the bag because it'll
Phil,
get stale.
You don't have to do that.
No, but it'll get stale.
Phil, I'm gonna call in one of my friends. We're probably gonna need some more help with this.
Oh man, that's a great idea. Sorry, that's a great idea because because at least we could get your friend to help clean up.
Better sandcastles in 80 seconds.
Building sandcastles is fun, but you can't use dry sand because it doesn't stay up very well. You have to use wet sand. But even if you use wet sand, it doesn't hold a lot of weight. But if you use sand with the power of science, it does hold the weight. Dry sand, wet sand, science sand. Here's what's going on. Say these ping pong balls are grains of sand. When they're dry, they don't hold together very well. That's why you can't build a sandcastle out of dry sand. But if you get the sand wet a little bit, the grains of sand will hold together a little better because of the surface tension of the water. That's why it's easier to build a sandcastle with wet sand, but they still won't hold much weight. But if you add something that creates even more friction between the grains of sand, like say this sandpaper, it will hold the weight. So here's what you do. Take window screen and cut it into circles. Make sure you get an adult's permission first, okay? Deal? Put in a layer of sand, pack it down, and put in a circle of window screen. And a layer of sand, pack it down, circle of window screen. Then, you guessed it, layer of sand, pack it down, circle of window screen. The window screens are gonna add more friction between the grains of sand and will make your sandcastle strong. Strong with the power of science. And then, you can put lots of weight on it. And there you go, sand with the power of science. Ha-ha! Okay, I had to max it out. Let's see how strong science sand really is. Huh? Science!
Our pasta bridge was going to take a long time to build out of individual pieces. So we have a new plan.
Hey, Michaela.
Hey, Phil.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. This is Michaela. She's an undergrad in industrial engineering, right?
I am.
And you and Kyle have a new plan for how we can build our pasta bridge that's not gonna look like this.
Oh, man.
This is the best that Kyle and I could do with 20 minutes.
Okay, well, I have better.
Good, I'm glad. How are we gonna do it?
So instead of that, we're gonna try something like this.
Oh, okay. This is sort of like a giant burrito kind of thing, right?
Yep,
But we're going to build the bridge out of this.
exactly.
We're gonna make it longer, though?
Yep, we're gonna make it 8 feet long. We have this long pole, right?
Yep.
And we have sheets of this pasta. We're gonna put them on the diagonal,
Okay.
and we're gonna roll it, but we're gonna start from this corner, and we're gonna keep rolling.
And don't
All
forget
right?
to add water.
And we gotta add water.
I'll add the
'cause-
water.
Okay.
Adding water, just like this?
Yep. It helps the pasta to stick together. So as we're rolling, we're rolling, we're rolling. We're gonna keep doing this with a bunch more sheets so that it gets really, really long, like 8 feet long. And when we're finally done rolling, we gotta spray it with some varnish,
Yep.
and so that it all holds together.
Great, and then it's gonna be about this thick
Yeah,
when we're finished with it.
exactly.
This is going to be one of the parts of the deck of our bridge.
Great, so each one of these large pieces is gonna be like one single strand of pasta and the little bridge we make.
Yeah,
We need a lot of these.
a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Still, it's a lot faster than doing it piece by piece with just the spaghetti.
Oh.
Every time I hold it up, you make that noise.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Awesome. The shape of something makes a big difference in how strong it is. Get some toilet paper rolls and put them in a square, and then stack books on top of them. They can hold weight. Thing is, they can actually hold a lot more weight than you probably think. In fact, the amount of weight just paper in a tube can hold is really kind of impressive. Ha ha! And now, let's max it out. Phil's weight on 2 toilet paper rolls. Nope. Bill's weight on 4 toilet paper rolls. Nope. Bill's weight on 6 toilet paper rolls. Nope. Bill's weight on 10 toilet paper rolls. Oh. Ha! Ha ha! Phil's weight can be supported by 10 toilet paper rolls. But what if Phil jumps? Ha 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 ha! Didn't really work.
Kyle and Michaela's plan is to use a long pole and sheets of uncooked pasta. We roll the pasta around the pole and spray it with a little varnish. We roll sheets and sheets of pasta along an 8-foot-long pole, making many layers of pasta. Then we wait for it to dry and remove the pole. What we have is an 8-foot-long hollow tube of pasta that becomes a single piece of the bridge. Then we attach a bunch of these pieces together and use more sheets of pasta to glue them into the shape we used for our small pasta bridge.
We're making our giant pasta bridge by wrapping sheets of pasta around and around the poles using the technique we just had, making a whole large pole out of many, many, many sheets of pasta rolled around each other. And we've made a giant truss. Look at this. This is great, guys.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. If I hit it, you think it'd stay together?
No, stop.
What?
This is pasta, not steel. It's only made to just hold you.
Kyle, what do you think are the chances that this is gonna hold me when we build it?
Something like 50-50.
Not bad. Michaela, what do you think?
I'm gonna hope for the best.
Hoping for the best. That's exactly the kind of gray area we like to work in at Science Max Experiments at Large. Experiments at Large, I don't know if anybody's even ever done this before.
Not to my knowledge.
I don't think so.
Which is why we have no idea if it's going to work. Okay, so one more of these, because these are the sides.
Yep.
Roadway, and then the top.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
While we're waiting, it's a good moment to point out one of the things that makes our bridge really strong. That is triangles. As you can see, the truss, or the side of our bridge, is really just 3 big triangles. Triangles are very strong shapes to build with, and they work great in bridges.
Now it's time for Science So Simple, a caveman could do it. This is a caveman. Today we're going to teach this caveman how to build a strong structure. Here are some boxes. Go on and build a shelter, and I'll come back and see how it worked out. No, that's not right. You need to build walls by stacking boxes on top of each other. That's how you build. Understand?
Oh, yeah.
I'll come back later and see how it worked out. Uh-oh. Does that look right to you?
Yeah.
Look at those boxes. They're stacked on top of each other. But if they are in tall stacks, what would happen if you push on the wall? You see? Walls don't stay up if you build like that. Let's try again. I'll help you this time. First, lay out the foundation, where your wall should go. Good. Now let's make the second level. No, don't put it right on top. You need to stack in between. That's how you make a strong wall. Okay, I'll come back later. Nice work. Why don't you give it a try? Looks strong, but you forgot a box. Join us next time when we talk about how to make a door.
Building a door in a wall is hard, because how do you make a big gaping hole in your wall without your wall falling over? Well, people have come up with lots of ways to put doors and windows in walls made of stone blocks over the centuries. And you can do this at home with books like I'm doing, or with building blocks. Just go up until you're happy with the height, and then stack each next layer a little closer to the middle until the final layer touches just like this. And then you take a big heavy book and you drop it right on top. And it's pretty stable, and you've just made a doorway. It works even better if it's part of a wall, because you want extra weight on the outside of these books here. So of course, I had to build one that was part of a whole wall. This is the same corbelled arch built out of little building blocks. And as you can see, I went closer and closer together until it meets at the top, and it is very strong. Whoa. Ha-ha! Now, let's max it out.
The kind of arch we're building is a corbelled arch. And the Science Max build team and I are using pieces of wood cut to different lengths.
How high can it go? We can use my head to, no, okay, wait.
It takes a while to get together, but once it's done, it looks just like the kinds of doorways stone buildings had in ancient times.
Ta-da! There you go, a maxed out corbelled arch. We went straight up until we got to these layers, and they got a little bit closer and closer to the middle until the last piece is one big solid piece. And if we built this right, it should be strong enough to hold me up. Yeah! Science! Woo-hoo! Well, it held me up for a minute, didn't it?
We rolled our pasta and constructed one truss. Now we've made a lot more rolls of pasta and connected them all together to make a second truss and a roadway, as well as the cross braces on top. And when we get it all together, we end up with...
Whoa! Pasta bridge!
Pasta bridge!
We did it! We built it. We have no idea how long it will stay up, but it's up. It's doing its bridge thing for now, anyway. I am very excited because, as far as we know, I'm the only one to try to cross a bridge made out of pasta. What do you guys think?
I think I don't want you to be the last person to cross a pasta bridge.
You're absolutely right, but I'm gonna do it. I think we're ready. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, no. That doesn't bode well for our pasta bridge. What happened here, Kyle?
You put all your weight in the middle of the joist. It snapped.
Uh-huh.
If only there was a way to distribute your weight. Maybe if you crawled?
Do like the military style kind of.
Oh, right, so that I'm putting my weight on more than one spot.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. That gives me an idea. You guys stay right there. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do.
You're coming back, right?
Skis distribute your weight over a large area so you don't sink in the snow. That's what skis do, which is perfect for the pasta bridge.
Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
Carefully.
Uh-huh. Is it working?
It's working.
I hear some cracking.
This might do it.
Uh-huh.
Try to spread your legs apart.
Spreading my
Distribute
legs
your weight.
apart.
Distribute your weight.
Distributing my weight. It's swaying a lot.
Oh, man.
Oh. Whoa. Crossing the pasta bridge. Woo, high fives. There you go. Science Max, experiments at large, pasta bridge, skis. What more could you want? Maybe a pasta chairlift of some sort.